with the humidity, about
Yeah.
90% humidity.
Yeah, humidity is the worst part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And here, it's gorgeous.
Yes, here
You almost feel kind of bad.
It's lovely. Remember how we were kind of like, oh, dew points in the low 60s last week? Okay.
It was humid last week, right?
Yeah, so luckily for us this time around, we're going to add on the heat, but we're going to actually decrease the humidity.
Yeah, okay.
So it'll be, hey, a dry heat.
A dry heat.
Hey.
But it's a thing. It feels a lot different.
It does. It's a little more tolerable because when you are out there sweating, your sweat evaporates faster with lower dew points. That's why it feels a little bit better. 75 degrees right now. Over to Mount Hood, a view of it sort of, a little bit hazy looking out there. You can sort of make it out from our camera downtown Portland looking out to Mount Hood. Let's get a closer look though. Mount Hood Meadows, 60 degrees, wind not too strong, everything feeling pretty nice overall. Going out to Seaside, 66, busy day out there on the beach, no surprise, lacking the clouds. You know, sometimes this time of year, the coast can be 20 to 30 degrees cooler than our inland valleys, which sometimes is a nice relief, but then you have to deal with the clouds. This time around, and especially this weekend, your coastal areas will be virtually cloud-free. Occasionally you'll get a few clouds in the mix, but daytimes like this, it's going to look pretty much like that. 69 right now in Lincoln City. Offshore, spending any time offshore, small craft advisories are in place, getting wind gusts up to about 30 miles per hour just offshore from Newport. Meanwhile, at the beach there in Newport, gusting up to about 24 miles per hour. All that coming out of the north. Water temperature, sea surface temperature is 64 degrees. Swell height about 5 feet. So wind gusts a little bit further inland. Corvallis up to 20 miles per hour out of the north. Salem out of the southwest at 12. And let's check out what's happening in the Dalles at this point. Not strong enough to actually register. Parkdale out of the west at 16. And elsewhere, we're looking pretty good. Longview and Woodland, northwest flow, 10 to 15 miles per hour. And as I was talking about those dew points, again, much lower than what we had about a week ago. About 20 degrees lower for your dew point temperature. Pendleton 32 and Baker City 34, so you can get a sense based on this color scheme too, the driest areas. No surprise here, the desert areas, higher plains. So we are still in the category of a moderate drought for Northwest Oregon, almost all the way down to Eugene. Eugene South, you're considered abnormally dry. But most of western Washington and now expanding out to the northeastern corner of the state in the category of moderate and then severe drought category there west of Seattle. Now, as we take a look at the pattern, as we get into this weekend, will be an area of high pressure taking over, and you can see evidence of that too on your satellite imagery. Noticing a lot of clearing taking place here. Not even dealing with the coastal clouds, and our friends on the west coast dealing with much of the same. Looking ahead, though, that ridge of high pressure, it'll be with us briefly and expand briefly, and then as soon as we get to Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, then that ridge starts to break down, and next area of low pressure tries to creep in, which will initially bring us slightly cooler temperatures. But again, not seeing any rain in the forecast. Sustained wind forecast, though. A little bit of an offshore flow developing for us late Saturday. Wind speeds won't be all that strong, but whenever we have that offshore flow, things tend to dry out. We're expecting, other than that, through the weekend, winds will be mostly from the north-northwest for you at the coast and for inland valleys. Temperatures for you tomorrow at the beach. Look at that. Seaside, 71, 69 for you. Newport. Inland valleys will be in the mid to upper 80s, probably topping off right around 87. Central Oregon, you can expect the mid to upper 80s as well. In the gorge, waking up to a temperature of 57. Hood River. Afternoon high 87. The Dalles could get up to about 90. Cooling off on the river. There you go. Willamette River temperature 72. Columbia River 68. Here's your 7-day forecast. So we get to Sunday. Sunday will likely be our first 90-degree day. We cool off thereafter. So if this weekend's a little too hot for you, don't worry. Monday and Tuesday actually bring some relief. But then we heat back up the end of next week.
Yeah, it looks very July-like.
Yes.
Thanks.